Hey, how are you, folks? Welcome back to What's Trending with Juice Giorgio. I am your host, Juice Giorgio. Welcome back to the Opinion Show for people that think for themselves. That's right. We just want the truth. No, I'm not here saying everything I say here is fact and the truth, but I'm trying to find it. I'm giving you my best opinion. So if I get shadow banned, I'm fucking already shadow banned. I have fucking 30 followers. 10 of them are bots from Russia. But for those of you that aren't bots, I just want to thank you for tuning into episode 4 of What's Trending. Had a nice amount of views. And again, I can only watch my same show so many times. So thank you to all that are watching. Please help spread the show. Share it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Give the channel a subscribe, like everybody and their mom says on YouTube. And but just most importantly, thank you. And the best thing you can do, honestly, is spread the word. If I earn that for you. And special shout out all the way in Hawaii to my special friend here from Jersey, my boy Mark, aka the Sergeant. What a life he's got, huh? I'm fucking stuck here in Jersey with high taxes and snow. He's out in Hawaii making babies all his life. But Sarge, I couldn't be any happier for you, buddy. You certainly earned it. You fucking certainly earned it. Unlike a lot of these fucking scumbag politicians that we're going to get into. And again, I wish that this show didn't have to be so goddamn political. But, that's just the way it is. It's just the reality of the situation. And there ain't nothing we can do about it, right? Like they said on Goodfellas. He's gone. There's nothing we could do about it. I have a funny story. I shouldn't even get into it, but trending this week. And again, for those that may not know, I cover what's trending. Essentially, what's been trending since the last time I've been on air. I pick a handful of topics, and unfortunately, this week it's mostly political. But what are you going to do? That's all they want to talk about. I don't know the average age on Twitter. I don't know if it's 12 or 20 or 28. I would imagine it's got to be below 30. I'm 36, but can't these kids worry about other shit besides politics? Go find a dick or a pussy or find your own. Fucking whack off 5 times a day. It's better. It's got to be better than talking about politics. I always associated politics with fucking old people. My God, this country, man. What is it? No wonder why everything's getting all fucked up. Because there's too many young kids into fucking politics, man. Go get a hobby. But, Walter Reed Hospital was trending, obviously, because the president and the first lady and some other people in the administration tested positive for COVID-19. And the number one thing, and again, on this show, the one thing you're not going to call me as a hypocrite. The number one thing Twitter does, they said they're going to ban people from wishing President Trump dies. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? You either have a First Amendment or you don't have a First Amendment. If you want to wish President Trump a happy death, wish him a fucking death. I wouldn't do that. I got a little more class than that. I kind of want to see him win the election. I told you, I got a little bias. I like the guy. But if you want to wish the guy to die on Twitter, that's your right. Just like the way they ban Trump from when he puts out tweets, what they say is false medical information. Who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are they to say that? So Twitter, shame on you. They're in cahoots with the Democrat Party, of course. I don't even know why they bothered banning people from wishing he would die. Fuck, if you want to wish me death, wish me death. It's cool. I won't take it personal. It's fucking Twitter. Anybody that takes Twitter personal, get a fucking life. Get a hobby. Do they still even say get a life? That was big when I was a kid. Get something. Get a dick in your hand or whatever. Do something. Watch a movie. Watch a happy movie. Smoke a little pot. Fucking mellow yourself out. But of course the media still giving shit to Trump because he was hammering Biden. That Biden always wears a mask and a giant mask and no matter what. And we still have really little to no scientific evidence that a mask does anything at all. Biden's went back and forth on it. Go back to the wintertime. Fauci's went back and forth on it. And the ultimate test, folks, the ultimate test if a mask works or not Does it pass the fart test? If someone lays a wet, stinky, fucking disgusting semi-bowel movement next to you, does the mask protect you from that? I don't think so. Oh, and then yesterday I saw a clip, a kid, he was fucking with a mask on. Kid had a fucking mask on. The vape went right in and out. So you're telling me a virus that you can't see, it can't penetrate a fucking mask? You know, it's not about the mask. They could tell you to put a traffic cone over your head, all right? It's about the fucking obedience. We all know that. And this is just a dry run to see what the government can get away with. Because, you know, next they're going to come for your guns. They're going to come for your guns, and they're going to come for all your other civil liberties, folks. So enjoy them while you still got them, unless some people fucking want to push back. So I had a bunch more notes, but you know what? It's so disgusting. I can only talk so much about that. But speaking of disgusting, a group called Midas Touch. By the way, I thought this was a joke, by the way. Trending topic number 2, Trump devastation. And again, it's another group of fucking lefties out there, probably a bunch of high school kids or middle school kids. You know, when I was in middle school, they had like the debate club, and instead of calling it the library, they called it the EMC because they tried to make it sound like all techie and kids were learning about stocks. You know what I was worried about in high school? I was worried about fucking football and pussy. You know, but I might be weird. I don't know. Maybe that's why I live in a 1-bedroom apartment and they're all successful businessmen. Whatever. At least I fucking enjoyed myself. God damn it. But seriously, how many of these fucking kids are really on here? And look, society's imploding on itself. And I think a lot of it does have to do with this social media fucking nonsense. Everybody's fucking obsessed with politics. So what has Trump devastated now? And they made this graphic, by the way. So what are they trying to imply? That because some fucking arsonist or some cigarette butt set off all these fires in California, that's Trump's fault because of his policies on, or lack of policies on climate change? You know, just give me a break, man. Give me a break. And if you think Trump is devastating this country, last time I checked, he's not running these blue cities. And I've named them before. Fucking Portland, Seattle, New York is becoming the biggest shithole growing. And it's a shame. That's I know I live in New Jersey, okay, for all you people in New York, but I still consider New York City my home city, at least Manhattan. I worked there for many years. I've hung out there for many years. I probably know it better than a lot of people that live in a lot of the boroughs. All right, so I consider that my home city. And the Giants and the Jets play here, so call it even or whatever. But Minneapolis, that's Trump's fault. What the fuck's going on there? Kenosha, and again, Chicago, the worst one of them all. Atlanta. You know, you just got to give me a break. Where's hashtag Lightfoot devastation? Or fucking de Blasio devastation, or hashtag Blue City devastation? How come that's not trending, Jack Dorsey? It's just, it's so biased, it's ridiculous. And I guess that's pronounced Midas Touch. It should be whatever the shit touch, because everything they touch looks like fucking bullshit to me. These fucking people. And again, it just goes from sad to sadder. But it's not sad if you rejoice, okay? Trending topic number 3, Eddie Van Halen. Now, it's sad because he died at the age of 65, which these days is very young to die. I lost a very close uncle a few years ago at 63. You're a baby to die that young these days. And I remember when I was a kid, you know, my grandfather was 60 when I was born in 1984, and he was already a fossil by then. Fucking, you know, just 60 in the 80s and 60, what it means to be 60 in 2020 are two totally different things. So I guess some of that science is real, but, you know, science only is on one side, apparently. Science only on the side of the liberals. Nobody else believes in science unless you're a fucking liberal. Not even if you're a center left moderate. But Eddie Van Halen passed away Tuesday at the age of 65 due to lung cancer. But I will tell you, you know what? You could probably live 1,000 lifetimes and still never had the 65 years that this guy had. And what's funny, I was just last Saturday on the football show, I was wearing a Van Halen shirt. Had no idea. I just happened to be watching my favorite show, South Park, and there was the episode about the ginger cow. I'm not going to get into the episode, but basically they find a way to bring peace to the Middle East before Trump just did it. And so what's the first thing the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims all do? They bring in Van Halen. Guys, if you're not watching South Park, maybe that's why you're so angry and you're on Twitter all day. Watch some fucking South Park, you know? Maybe it'll lighten you up a little bit. But just as far as the ass this guy must have got, and just ungodly, and the music too. So I made a little list here. The next time you're at one of those bars and they got one of those touch tunes things and you can just kind of override what anybody else is playing. Jamie's Crying, right? Beautiful Girls, Running with the Devil, Panama, Hot for Teacher, which is probably everybody's favorite, right? Varsity Blues. Dance the Night Away, which is my favorite. Just a feel-good, very fun song. Reminds me of a Vegas trip. The song Saturday I was playing, Ain't Talking About Love, when we were setting up for the football show. And probably Jump, which I would think is one of their biggest hits. And again, they have many other hits, but these are like they're fun, like more like party songs. If you're out, play them, people have a good time. And a bonus fact for you, did you know he played on Michael Jackson's Beat It? Now, this is according to Billboard. I mean, Billboard's been known to be out of their fucking minds, but hey, if that's true, I never knew that. So, hey, not only do you come here for fun, you come here for education, folks. So yeah, fucking play Beat It. I mean, we're, I was going to say we're coming up to Thriller season. I'm going to be playing Thriller a lot out there, but yeah, Beat It. I guess that reminds me of Back to the Future Part 2, right? Cafe 80s. All right, hashtag number 4, what was trending on Twitter? Where is Trump? It seems like that's all they do now when somebody doesn't make an appearance and they're trying to break their balls, they turn it into a hashtag. So at the time this was trending, it's probably trending about 2 days ago. He hadn't been seen for 44 hours. This hashtag was started by the Lincoln Project. And again, another group of fucking neocon never-Trumpers that call themselves Republicans, but they're really Democrats that run as Republicans. I've talked about that already. And honestly, enough people don't talk about that. All right? And for those that don't know, neocons support never-ending wars. Okay? They're for open borders because they want the cheap labor. All right? They always want sensible gun legislation, which just means they're chipping away at the Second Amendment. They're for higher corporate taxes. That way, yeah, that's a good idea. That way, more companies leave and go overseas and give other money the fucking tax. Give other countries the tax money. That's a good fucking plan. Let's take all the money people generate in America and just move it. That's a great fucking idea. Oh, and you know what goes with that too? The jobs. All right, say what you will about Trump, but he cares that each and every American has a job. And if you really disagree with that, you're blind with hatred. And you should go fuck yourself. And the other thing a neocon really believes in is bigger government. All they want to do is expand the government, look at the Patriot Act. All right, they're doing the same thing now with the COVID bullshit. They're trying to take away more and more of our civil liberties, and before you know it, we're going to have none left. Oh, and our cash is going to be worthless. But hey, that's what you people want up there, right? That's what you keep voting for. It's fucking pathetic. And again, it's just another group of people trying to get Trump to lose. And it's another way that Democrats can brag they have Republicans on their side when these people could be anything but Republicans. All right. I got Democrats on my side too that fucking have common sense and think for themselves. All right. Look, I voted for Obama in 2008. All right. Then I realized he was doing a shitty job. So in 2012, I voted for a neocon, Mitt Romney, who was a Democrat light. So I went from voting and Obama was a hard left Democrat. So he's really more like almost a socialist. You would call him more like a Fabian socialist rather than an actual socialist. And he made me vote for a Democrat light because Mitt Romney, that guy makes me want to fucking retch. Ugh, that fucking, I can't stand him. But he knows where his bread is buttered because he's going to vote for this judge because strictly playing politics, because we know he really doesn't want to. He's just doing it so Utah doesn't vote him out 4 years from now when his seat is up. And trending topic number 5 today, the last thing we have for you. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about last night's vice presidential debate, even though I'm sure all you Jewsheads out there were watching along with us live on YouTube. And if not, you could find it right now. It'll be the second to last show on this channel, if you include this as the last show. And I summarized this debate into 3 words last night: lies and boredom. All right, that's all it was. We know Pence is a pretty bland guy. Look, I like him. If you don't know his record as governor in Illinois, from a state like Jersey that's rapidly turning into a shithole thanks to our current tyrannical governor, we'd kill to have a governor like Pence. Just a no-nonsense, principled conservative, knows how to balance a budget, doesn't borrow money from our grandkids and their grandkids and so on and so forth, and just knows how to run a territory. All right, and I'm not going to shit on Christie totally, but Christie could have done a much better job and kept his mouth shut a lot more. All right, but he didn't do that because he's got to be gay. I'm fucking big Chris Christie from New Jersey. Although I have watched Christie speak live. He's a phenomenal speaker. He actually is really good at that. But a couple takeaways from last night, and these are all notes I took from the show as we were watching live. You know, for you people on the left out there, I know you hate Trump, but you can't just wish things into existence. It doesn't work that way. You know, I'm going to skip around a little bit, but for those that underestimated Pence last night, you know, 4 years ago, he actually did mop the floor with Tim Kaine, and Tim Kaine said some fucking stupid line like, this guy, he's just going to be Trump's apprentice. And fucking Mike Pence just calmly looks back and he goes, "Hey, Tim, did you practice that before the debate?" Just completely called him out on his bullshit. It's funny. You could probably say this about any politician, even if you want to include Trump. But if you put the right makeup on Tim Kaine's face, he would really look like a fucking clown. I mean, he looks like the Joker from... he looks like Nicholson's Joker when he's got like the human flesh makeup on. It's just funny. But here's my summary of Kamala. Smug fucking look and then again just took her turns between that, and at some point she saw her going like this. Like when Pence had something for her that she had to answer on her toes, she saw her going like this. Like it was football, and the way whether you watch college or pro, the quarterback or the linebacker will look to the sidelines for a signal, and they'll hold up a sign, and the sign will have graphics on it, and one of those corresponding graphics is what they should do. So you could clearly tell she was on script the whole time, except for when she was forced on her toes. But seriously, nice shit-eating grin and nice smug face the whole time, Kamala. All right, that's why she was the first one out in the general for the Democrat side, and you know, and Pence couldn't have been any cooler. You know, my uncle said he's got the personality of a cinder block. You know, that's really hard to argue, and you know, I was just alluding to the fact that Kamala was on script the whole time. Well, if like here's some examples, because she repeated these things multiple times. She kept saying they knew January 28th. Yeah, so did the whole world. What? Who knew what that other people didn't know? But they knew January 28th. Trump's policies are racist. We haven't been hearing that one for the past 4 years plus, since before he even won the election. Yeah, never acknowledged that they all said that Trump's banned, because when they were saying they knew January 28th, then Trump did the travel ban to China and eventually to the European countries and I guess the rest of the world. They were saying it was racist and xenophobic, but they never touched on that. They never admitted they said that, but they knew January 28th. Trump is a liar. How many times did she say that? Trump is enriching himself. The guy that he donates his entire presidential salary every year, and it costed him billions of his own personal money to do this. But he's really enriching himself. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. Oh, and then they were saying Biden takes care of the farmers. Nobody's taking better care of the farmers than Trump. Whether you hate him or love him, where do you think all those subsidies are going to? He's subsidizing the farmers with those tariffs. And she continues to bring up Russia. She was claiming Trump was running the worst economy in our history, which we all know is a crock of shit. Anybody objective can agree with these points. I'm not coming at these points from a far right or even center right. I'm coming at these points from the truth. And then she went back into the typical every 4 years, Republicans want 30 a year, dirty water, and want to throw Granny off a cliff. All right? And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And then she brought up the military lie again that we talked about last time when he was calling the dead veterans losers and all this. And I said it last time, I'll say it again. Give me a fucking tape. I'm tired of these anonymous fucking sources. Grab him by the pussy. What's on tape? You got him. All right? You got him. But my God, give me I'm tired of these anonymous sources. I don't know about you guys out there, but it's really, and they run with it too. It's like running with the Dr. Seuss book and claiming it's real. It doesn't fucking exist. It exists in the articles that you write. That doesn't make it fucking true. I have all my Batman books. They're real books, but the stories are not true. And even Melania they caught on tape, which was actually kind of funny if you guys didn't hear it. It's worth looking it up. CNN, of course, played it. But someone was taping Melania on a phone call, I think her former chief of staff or whatever. And she was on tape saying, who gives a fuck that she does the Christmas decorations? And you know what, Melania? I don't give a fuck. But I'm sure there's someone out there that does. I'm sure someone does. And again, they danced. Kamala danced around the Green New Deal, even though it's on their website. And for once, the moderator actually did mention that. So that was like the one time the moderator was fair. But she cut off Pence way more times than she cut off Kamala. Not as bad as Chris Wallace was last week. But again, this is all because Joe is telling the far left and the center left two different things. And people aren't dumb. I mean, they're going to catch on. Because like my message I had for The Rock last week, these things aren't always popularity contests, although sometimes they could be, all right? But people actually do care about issues, and people do fucking vote on issues. So, but again, the mainstream media, we know they're shills for the Democrat Party, so they're just going to keep embarrassing themselves on these things. And, look, I've been voting Republican lately because these seem to be the only side that makes any sense. But like I was saying, most of these fucking Republicans are either Democrat light or they're actual Democrats running under the Republican ticket. I don't know why. I guess because they figure they can't win a Democrat primary. So they win the Republican primary and then they beat whoever wins the Democrat primary. Look, I guess it's a good strategy if you want to win, but if you actually care about your constituents, who cares about them? This fucking country, man. And it's still the greatest country in the history of the world, despite this nonsense with the people trying to run it. But yeah, so that's her choice, her and Biden, who throws a temper tantrum every time he doesn't get his way. Shut up, man. This guy's a clown. And, my buddy has 6-year-old twins that are they're crazy, right? They're fucking nuts. And they throw less temper tantrums than fucking Biden. And, this whole thing, for the most part, these debates aren't going to sway too many people. It's about people that hate Trump versus people that want 4 more years. That's all it is. The real answer is, we do need more parties. And I don't mean the fucking crazy Green Party. And I don't mean the unorganized, all over the fucking spectrum Libertarian Party. We need some real solid other options out there in the future, or I think this country's fucked. This duopoly ain't working, and you know, these new parties that form, they need a clear message. They need clear ideas that people can get behind, and stop trying to please everybody. You could be a niche party that grows. You know, you're not going to take away all the Democrats and all the Republicans overnight. But if you do it slowly and methodically, like the liberals have been doing since the 60s and 70s, taking over colleges and Hollywood and the media, and now the liberals have taken over the NFL and the NBA and MLB and NHL to an extent. It didn't happen overnight. But you want answers? I got them. Juice Giorgio for the House of Reps 2022. I had to clarify that because I didn't clarify House of Reps last time. We'll see. Because I have a feeling the lady running in my district, New Jersey CD 11, I have a feeling she's going to get crushed by the incumbent. Because she won't listen, just like the rest of them. Because she's a Democrat light, probably. So that's all I got for today. Again, special shout out to my boy Mark the Sarge. Special shout out to everybody that's helping us grow. Please spread the word if you're enjoying the show. And I'll come at you next time. We'll be back Saturday with NFL Boycott Club episode 3. We'll be doing another Rubbing the Rhubarb next week. I think it's on Tuesday, the next debate. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm going to keep cranking out as many of these What's Trending shows as I can, because Twitter really is a cesspool. So I'm doing you guys a favor so you don't have to. I'm basically jumping into a fucking river of shit for you guys. But don't worry, I take a shower before the show. All right, guys, that's enough for today. I'll see you next time. Love ya. Bye.